What's up, guys? Chris here, Signs of Life, back again with another quick tip here. I thought I'd do a companion piece to the video I put out yesterday. It was a short video about how to make ambient drones in Vital. There's only so much I can do in a minute, so I thought I'd just kind of follow that up with a full walkthrough. Doing something like this, it's not that hard. I have adapted this workflow from using the Hydrosynth. And I've had a lot of long conversations with my partner, Don, about how to use the Hydrosynth effectively. The workflow on the Hydrosynth is all based on the mixer. So you have 3 oscillators, and you can sort of mix those 3 oscillators in and out, and you can get some ambient drones going that way. And then I've been watching some other videos on YouTube, and I thought to myself, well, how can I do this in Vital? It's actually quite easy, and that's what I'm going to show you here today. So building off yesterday's short video, and if you haven't watched it already, it's only a minute. We're going to use all 3 oscillators and use them in parallel, and then sort of like pitch shift them, and you can do all kinds of stuff. Now, keep in mind, there's Vital is such an open-ended platform. There's a million ways from Sunday you can do this. This is just one way. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I think it's a cool and effective way to get a drone going in Vital. So before I start, as always, best way to support me is to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can check out some of my releases on Bandcamp or check out my Gumroad. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching, and the channel is starting to grow, and I'm super stoked to be doing this. So let's get started. Here I have Vital up on the screen, and I've got a 64 bar, just one note in C note playing, and we're just going to hit play on the DAW and let it run. And I'm going to turn that down, obviously. And I'm going to turn on all 3 oscillators. That's really loud. And so now the note is playing, and all 3 oscillators are potentially running. You can hear them, that's all 3 sawtooths, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to mix those 3 levels up and down. And I'm going to choose some wavetables here. I have built some wavetables for this purpose, and I'm just going to randomly just kind of pick wavetables here, and let's kind of pick that one, 3839, and then I don't know, this one. I like my wavetables to have like nice variation. I think Steve Doodle once said like a good wavetable should have different dynamics. It should start soft and go. That's 238s. We don't want that. Is that 40? Yeah, like that, and then like this and like that. That's cool. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to use the LFOs to fade the levels up and down. So I mentioned that you drag the handles over. Yes, you do. But the important thing here is to set the mode to sync and set to seconds. And I like to have a nice long, I don't know. The number should be random because you don't want to have something exactly coming in at the same time. You want them sort of like fading in and out from each other. So here's a little handle thing. I don't know what you want to call it. It doesn't really have a name, but it's the modulation handle, I call it. And then move that over here. Now take the level down so you don't get we don't want all of our oscillators going all the way up to 100. It gets pretty loud pretty fast. So we're just going to kind of put it there. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one. Put it in sync, seconds. And we'll put this one like at 7 something seconds. And then do that with that one. And then like this. And finally, we're going to do this one. Put it in seconds. And let's make this one like really long, like 13 something seconds. Like that. All right. And then what I said in the video was you can just drag these over and start moving the wavetables and start getting some variation like that. So now you have this going on. And that's like that. Okay. So then what you can do, now that you have sort of a basic drone happening, is you can start pitching these things. So this can go up to a 5th, and this can go up to, say, a 4th. And there you go. I mean, now you have like a basic chord, and this is just, again, in C, right? So like, it's just a C sus4 or something. And that's cool. That's a nice little start right there, because we haven't even touched the envelopes. So that all it's doing is just the LFOs are just affecting the level of each oscillator. Again, not up to 100%. The the frame here can go all the way to 100, but the levels of the oscillators, I mean, to keep it kind of tame and mellow, you just want to kind of go halfway to 3/4, whatever. And now you can start playing with the filters. And then, so these filters have different like oscillator selectors. Like you can affect all 3 with one filter. So that's all 3 oscillators being affected by the filter, or you can just turn this off. Sometimes I like to change this up where I use just like oscillators 1 and 3, and then 2 has its own thing, or maybe even 3 has its own filter. We can use different types of filters here, but right now we'll just go with a high pass and low pass filter, okay? And then you can start playing around with randomization modes. I mean, literally, there's so many different things you can do. Now, one of the cool things that I saw was being done with the Hydrasynth was playing with the envelopes to sort of get some modulation going. Hydrasynth's envelopes are amazing in the way that you have full control over what the envelopes do. Vital's envelopes, while you can have up to 6, don't really have as much finite control, and that's okay. It is what it is, right? So hopefully in the future, maybe you'll be able to loop envelopes. Maybe envelopes will have their own, like, I don't know. They have their own life of its own, right? So right now the envelopes just are what they are. I know envelope 1 is tied to the amp, I think, or maybe the filter. One of these ones is hardwired in. Either way, what we're gonna do is continue using the LFOs because you can have up to 8 LFOs. And then you also have the mod remap. There's all kinds of stuff. So right now, what I'd like to do is you can just randomize the filter movement here. That's cool. And then you can kind of set that to seconds. And now you have that filter slowly moving. You can kind of set the amount that it's doing that if you want. Right? We haven't even touched the effects yet. And then this one is affecting, this is a high pass filter affecting only oscillator 3. And then what sometimes you can do is take the stereo and split the stereo signal on this one, which is kind of cool. And then put a randomization knob on that. And now you can see this little dot in the middle. Now it has double the effect. So now you have a modulator affecting that as well. So now you can hear that sort of split stereo effect, which is kind of nice, right? A little extra movement there. Now we can slow that up. There we go. So now it just kind of slowly moves around. Maybe make this one, I can make this one 24. It doesn't really matter. You can also play with, like, I was playing earlier, you have like comb filters and formant filters. Like you can get all kinds of crazy with this. But there's a lot of different options here. So a comb filter. I mean, yeah, wow. Look at that. Nuts. All right. So we'll just leave it like that, just for SGs. I mean, it's cool. So now let's like start adding some effects. So turn on the compressor. Okay. Turn on the mix sound a little bit. Now we got a tamer sound. All right. Turn on the lows a little bit. Okay. Maybe add a little more high end. And then we'll add some delay. Okay. I'm a ping pong guy, so love me some ping pong, right? Take out those low ends. Don't need those in there. Add some feedback. And now we're really rolling. This is really good. And we still haven't added reverb. Got some reverb here. Oh yeah. So now we're in a good spot, right? This is cool. Right? That's a drone. And you have a lot of movement going. All right? Now, one of the things that I was playing with was actually really cool. Like, because you can set Vital's pitch and lock it into pitch, like you can actually play with, say, the sample and hold in the randomization and get one of the oscillators doing kind of a random pitching thing, and then have the other oscillators kind of be this drone. So let's try that now. I'm gonna break this down and put it back to 0. So now it's just a straight C. And then I'm gonna set random 3 to sample and hold. And then I'm gonna key in the notes in C minor. So like C, or let's see, C, D, D sharp, F, G, G sharp, A sharp, like, you know what I'm saying? Like C minor, right? And then sample and hold, let's set this to say like 1/8. Or no, let's go slower. Let's just go 1 whole and then you go, all right? So now we're gonna set this to pitch. So now it's kind of randomly playing notes. You can set that faster. You see what I'm saying? So now it's like doing this thing where it has sample and hold, playing with the pitches, and it's randomly stepping through those pitches, and because it's locked in here, that sounds incredible. Anyway, like I said, we haven't even played with the shapes here. You can play with all kinds of different electro shapes. You can set this to sine waves. That's easy, right? Set to sine waves. Mess around with this. Oh my gosh. Let me take the oscillator level down. Make it not so loud. There you go. You can put a flanger in here, maybe a phaser, maybe that's some chorus. Wow. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Turn vital down a little bit. Anyway, like I said, a lot of different things you can do. Hopefully this was helpful for you, and hopefully it fully explains what I was doing in the short video I did yesterday. So if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like and maybe leave a comment your favorite tips on the video, what you guys like to do, how do you make ambient drones in Vital, and we'll see you guys again real soon. All right, my name is Signs of Life. Thanks for watching.